On today's episode of What in the Christmas Tree Are All Those Lights on the Dash, we've got 2011 Chevy Equinox and we've got a right front wheel speed sensor that is showing bad on the scan tool. So we're going to go ahead and pull the wheel off, take a look. But before we do that, I want to show you exactly what this is doing in case you have the same problem. Maybe this will help you identify it. All right, starting to get dark out. We're going to try to see if we can show the noise that this makes. All right, so here you can see we have an ABS light. I do have low air pressure. Yeah, so here we go. Don't mind the check engine light, but we got the little squirrely car here, and we got the ABS light, and then I think, yeah, the service Stabilitrak message here. So I'm gonna move just a little bit in the driveway so you can maybe see and hear what happens. And if you have a bad speed sensor, you'll probably notice this as well. So nothing here, but when I apply the brake, it almost sounds like there's a damaged rotor. So if you notice these lights and this warning on the message center, you could have a bad speed sensor. And here we're going to go down the road and I'll show you what happens when you get up over 20 miles an hour. Alright, we're just about to take off. You can see the squirrely car symbol is gone. There's nothing on the message center, but as we get going here above 20 miles an hour, alright, so you've seen the squirrely car came back, all-wheel drive off message came up, as well as the service Stabilitrak. So we're going to look into the speed sensor. Because this fault shows up immediately when you turn the key on, I believe the wires, either the wire of the sensor is shorted or open. It could be wires on the car side of the sensor wire, or it could be from the sensor wire to the sensor. Those are the two main things I believe they could be. So we're going to do a visual inspection on the wires, and we'll probably go ahead and ohm out the sensor, the new one, before we put it on, and test the old one as well. One other thing it could be is on the CV half shaft that comes through the spindle. There's a ring on that the sensor reads. I don't think, unless it's missing completely, I don't think that would be what's causing the problem, but we'll jump in and see what we find. Alright, so we got the wheel off. We're on the front right of the vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and open the new ABS sensor, and that's the Dorman part number that I bought. The link will be in the description below. You get it from Amazon, free shipping. I'm going to go ahead and do a resistance check on this one. And the way I do that is take my voltmeter here. I'll put it on the horseshoe, which is resistance. So I'll take my two leads and touch either of these like that, and you can see we've got 3.53 m ohms, and that's mega ohms. What we're going to do is we're going to locate the wire, and I think it's going to be, I followed it, it goes in behind this panel here. So I'm going to pull this off just so it's easier to see. Alright, and right here you can see the connection. Alright, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to check the resistance on here. Alright, this one's reading 4.52 mega ohms. So I don't know what the spec is on this, if it should be closer than that. So we're going to go ahead and pull the old speed sensor up and out of the hole, and then we'll do a visual inspection down in the hole. This is just a 10mm bolt. And we should be able to pull that right out. I can't really see anything. But yeah, I can't see anything down in that hole. So we're going to go ahead and change the sensor and see if that helps our situation. If you're interested in this big brake kit that I put on here, I've got a video I'll link for that. It's a Cadillac CTS rotor, Cadillac SRX caliper bracket and pads. So it's an OEM big brake upgrade. So that was actually kind of interesting to do the research to get that figured out. Okay, we'll start with reinstalling the new speed sensor here. Alright, so I'm looking at this, and from the sensor on the 1, 2, 3rd little isolator here, that's where our clip is mounted. So we'll go. There's the first one, second one, and third one. I'll put this back on here where it came off of. Okay, so that's there. And then Alright. Alright, and then our plug is going to come around push till you hear the click, and then there's that tab, and then we'll put this cover back on. Alright, we got the speed sensor installed, and now it's time to go check the diagnostic tool and see if it's reading correctly. I guess that didn't fix the problem. Alright, now that I've got the half shaft or the CV axle out, I can show you where the speed sensor problem is. It's right there. This is the wheel bearing, and this ring is a magnetic ring, and that's what the speed sensor reads. And when there's cracks like that, then you don't get a good reading, and it's time to change the wheel bearing. So it's a hub assembly, and while we're here, there's 3 bolts, 1, 2, and then 3 up here. So that'll be another video coming up shortly. Alright, so let's take a look at these. Obviously the one on the left is the new one. This is a Moog. The part number is 513288. There's nothing really to look at here other than this one's brand new, this one's rusty. But here, this is where we can see the difference in what the problem is. This one, this piece right here, that's for the speed sensor. I was getting erratic readings on my live data. This one, you can obviously see it's complete and in good shape. Alright, sorry it's dark in here, but this is the first startup since changing the speed sensor and also the wheel bearing. We know after we did the speed sensor it didn't change anything. So I'll go ahead and start it. Change engine oil. We'll clear that. Service Stabilitrak, so that light is still on. So we'll take it for a little drive and see if it goes away on its own. If it doesn't, we've got the scan tool, we can erase that code. So I want to do this just so if anybody out there doesn't have the scan tool, has this issue, just want to make sure you'll be able to get it reset without needing a scan tool, or at least you'll know if you need to or not. Alright, so just as a reminder, previously, once we got going over 20 miles an hour, we would get a code, or we would get a message saying 4-wheel drive off, and then some other things. So we'll see if that happens again, or if it needs 20 miles an hour to read the system, which is kind of what I'm guessing. So I have a feeling if at 20 miles an hour we're in good shape, the problem will go away. Nope, there it goes, it went off by itself. Okay, well I guess that answers that. So I reversed probably 100 feet, and I went forward probably 50 to 100 feet. So I'm just going to take it for a little drive, make sure we're good to go. So just real quick, as I end this video, I wanted to make sure that I let you know, just because you have a light on and a code doesn't always mean it's that simple part that you can change out, which obviously that's what I did, and turned out to be the wheel bearing or the hub assembly. That being said, just take a little extra time to try and do some diagnosis. If not, you can throw some cheap parts at it. I think the speed sensor may have been like $23 if I remember correctly. But anyway, there will be links in the description for the wheel hub and also the speed sensor, as well as some other tools that might make the job easier. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and if this video was helpful, either let me know that by commenting or just give a thumbs up. Either way helps me know that what I'm doing is actually helping people. and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.